Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror fans. This podcast will cover horror movie reviews, ratings, and rankings. Now for your hosts, Danny and Joel.
Oh, yeah. This is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Kim Bauer, Katrina.
Oh, gosh. I'm drama-filled tonight.
And we got Jack Bauer, Joel.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, what's up?
And you reminded me of Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Really?
Yeah, when you're
Why?
like, oh. Yeah.
So, me and Katrina have been watching 24, which is why
I'm Kim now.
Came up. So
Yeah.
I was thinking when you first said Kim, I was thinking of the Power Ranger. And I thought, oh, cool.
All right, so this episode is going to be a little different. For this one, we're going to be talking about a handful of movies that we did not have a review on for this year, and that we want to talk about briefly. So it's kind of like a leftovers of the year kind of episode. So me and Joel are going to go back and forth, naming movies that we've seen but haven't done a review on, and then the three of us will talk about it.
Yeah, and then I'll throw my last two in at the end.
And Katrina has a couple that she wants to mention as well.
Oh, yeah. Honorable mentions. Super honorable.
All right, so Joel, let's start it off.
All right. So the first one I'm going to mention is Watcher. It was a Shudder exclusive. It came out I'm not going to say it came out this year because obviously it did. That's what this list is. And it's about a young couple who moved to Russia. I think it says on IMDb Bucharest. And the wife thinks that somebody is watching her from across the building.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, they're in like a high-rise apartment building, and then across the street, she just keeps seeing this like silhouette of a person watching her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We saw that in theaters, actually.
Really?
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah. It was in theaters for like a couple
for
weeks.
A day. Oh, okay.
So I was gonna say, man, this episode, I'm gonna have to keep asking you. Did I see that one?
Yeah.
But when you did the description, I was like, oh yeah, I have. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that was back in.
I did see that in theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of just a random one. Yeah, this one's. I really like this one. I know you didn't like the end much.
Yeah.
She wasn't a big fan of how unrealistic it was, right?
What? Unrealistic?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was...
Really?
Well, let's not give it away too much.
But. Yeah. It was just the whole idea around, if they were going to have it last as long as they did, then... Because I'm trying to remember as I'm talking about it, then there was a part that I was like, okay, come on. Yeah. Like, again, it's gonna keep going. And then something happened at the very end that I was like, really?
She thought someone shouldn't have physically been able to do what they did at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, because we don't want to give away any.
Yeah, no, we're not. This is a spoiler-free episode.
That's going to be challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since I'm going to have to be like remembering these movies as we're speaking.
Oh, that's the one that ends with.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how it ends. It ends with this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because these are probably lesser seen movies, so
Yeah, some
are pretty well known. We just haven't gotten around to them yet.
Right.
But
Okay.
yeah, this one was definitely lesser known for sure.
Yeah. Some are not seen at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there's people out there.
Yeah, this one's like a paranoia, like psychological movie where you're not like sure if this lady is just kind of paranoid because she's in like a different country and doesn't speak the language and all that, or if there is somebody there and it's an actually like threatening person.
Yeah.
So that's what this movie is good at, like kind of getting you to kind of think both ways about.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
It kind of irritated me a little bit. This isn't a spoiler, if it is, a very, very minor one. But the person that she thinks is stalking her or like, watching her, she ends up stalking at a certain point. I'm like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're becoming the watcher. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, that's one way of going about it, I guess.
Trying to figure him out, like, what's up with this guy?
Yeah. Well, and I also liked the additional characters and their story and how it tied in and helped add the question marks throughout the movie.
Yeah, it's on Shudder, so you can go watch it there if you have Shudder. I'll definitely want to probably watch it again at some point.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So
are
next,
we grading them at all?
I don't know. Do you want to grade them?
On the spot grades.
On the spot?
I mean, I guess we could do on the spot grades.
Okay.
I guess.
Right.
On the spot grades are not taken seriously, guys. They're on the spot.
On the spot.
Yeah, because all the other ones are very serious.
Well, remember I used to have like a rubric. Like, I'm like, I need to be able to know if it checked out all my boxes.
We haven't gone by that rubric in like probably a year or so.
I know that was back in like The Haunting of Hill House when we were talking about those.
Yeah.
That we were talking about the rubric.
So
if you guys,
still the only one that's gotten 100 on mine for me.
Oh, hey! If you scare talkers aren't sure what we're talking about, go back and listen to some old episodes.
Yeah,
there you go. I got to plug in.
All right. So, what's your grade?
Okay.
Go,
Joel.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give this one an 83.
Okay.
83.
Nice.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. I am gonna go with 80.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll go 86.
Oh
man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, Danny's blowing this one out.
Yeah.
The water.
I like this one. This is it's my kind of movie. I like stalker movies.
Yeah.
And like the unknown, and I like the paranoia movies, like The Invitation.
Yeah, he started out calling us the Bowers. So.
Yeah. I don't know. It's my kind of.
He likes drama.
Yeah, my kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the thing with this one. That it felt more thriller than horror.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's about a serial killer, so
yeah,
the guy.
I feel like I'm getting confused.
The guy.
Well, let's not give away too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Calm it down over there, Joel.
They mention a serial killer at some point in the movie. So.
Yeah. Man. It's about Charles Manson.
Yeah, exactly. It's an older one.
It's an older one. Okay, so next on the list, we've got Resurrection.
Okay.
Did you see this, Joel?
I haven't. No, it was in theaters, and I haven't been able to see it in streaming services or anything like that. So
it is on Shudder.
You've been called out, Joel.
Oh man! All right, all right. I didn't see it on there.
Yeah, it's on there. I mean, unless they took it off. I mean, it hadn't been on there for that long, so
yeah,
I doubt they took it off. It's Rebecca Hall and Tim Roth. I really like this one as well. This one it's about a woman who had a relationship. So Rebecca Hall had a relationship with Tim Roth. And she's now like on her own. You know, they're not together anymore. And he kind of just shows back up in her life. And there's obviously like a bad history between the two of them. You just don't know what it is. And the whole movie, it's really about the psychological control that someone can have over another person in a relationship.
Have I seen this?
Okay. No.
Okay. Sounds like something I'd want to see.
Yeah, I think you would.
Man, like, see movies without your wife?
I know, gosh.
It's really good. Great acting.
Yeah, I
the
like
story. Yeah, the story is really good. And the lengths that this person is able to control the other person, like, is pretty crazy. So, it gets a little weird, I would say, with some of the stuff that is said, I guess, or made to, like, the other character to believe, is a little out there, a little weird. But I definitely recommend it. Go see it. It's one of the better movies on the list that we'll be talking about today, in my opinion. So
okay, nice.
I won't say that I liked it as much as Watcher, so I'm going to give it an 84.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little on the slower end, and not as like exciting as Watcher. So
okay,
there you go.
All right,
that's Resurrection.
Okay.
The only person that can talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, so my next one was in theaters for a little while, called Beast.
Oh yeah.
It says Idris Elba, a father and his two teenage daughters find themselves hunted by a massive rogue lion intent on proving that the savannah has but one apex predator. I enjoyed this one. I thought it was good. I didn't see it in theaters. I waited until it was on, what streaming service was this? Is this on now? Peacock. It's there now. So, but it was good. I enjoyed it. The lion was CGI. Obviously, not going to have like a real lion attacking people. So, but there were moments that it was very obvious, which kind of takes you out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
The acting was really good, and there actually was a bigger story in this than what I just described. Than what I just said.
There is more.
Yeah. So I liked it. And not a whole lot to talk about because there is more to the story, but the I don't know, shallow, I guess, description of it would be that a family goes to the savannah and gets hunted by a lion. So
yeah. It's definitely like an action horror, I guess, because of the lion. He's like pretty horrifying, I guess.
Yeah.
I saw this one in a pre-screening, actually.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was all right. It was fun for what it was. I did appreciate the little extra character development and little background story that was included. I did appreciate that.
Yeah, they didn't have to like give us that. It wouldn't have changed anything for the story, but it was still nice little character development there, like you said.
So Katrina, you have not seen this.
I've not seen this.
So you have nothing to say.
I have nothing to say. Nothing at all.
Except that you will see this, right?
I guess so. According to Joel, I will be seeing this one.
It's I mean, I thought it was enjoyable.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
All right, so let's grade it, Joel.
All right. So I'm gonna give, because there are movies on my list that are better than this, but there are definitely movies that are worse than this on my list. I'm gonna give this one a 79.
Okay. I'll go 75.
Okay.
To me, it's very average.
It's
Very average.
Yeah. I mean, the description is pretty much what you get. You know, it's like...
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Except for the character.
Yeah, there's some extra
Except
stuff
for
there.
some character development.
Yeah. So it's not as shallow as it sounds, but for the most part. Yeah.
That was the word I was looking for, shallow.
Oh,
I don't think I used that word when I said that.
So, can I throw in a curveball and see if you guys have done a podcast on this?
Okay.
But you have to tell me what it's called.
Okay.
So there's this movie that we watched this year that it's a girl. She wants to be a singer. She's like goes and stays in this room, and then all of a sudden like can feel the power of like this other singer.
Are you talking about a movie that came out last year?
Was it last night? So okay, that was last year. Well, I will be talking about that at the end of the episode.
We have done an episode.
On that. You already did an episode. Darn it. Okay, whatever.
And it made it on our top 10.
And I think you were on that episode.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. I like that movie. Honorable mention, number 1. All right. I'll throw in some more honorable mentions as we go.
From 2021.
Yeah. Well, some of them are from then and some of them are from other times.
All right. So the next one. This is another Shudder movie called Deadstream.
Oh, okay.
Did you see this?
It was on my list of movies to watch. I just didn't get around to watching that one yet.
Okay.
So,
Katrina, you have not seen this.
Okay. That was going to be my
question. So this one is a found footage style.
Oh, why didn't I see it?
And I don't know.
Yeah,
I think we were working.
Cool. It sounded good, but
or something. I don't know. It's like a found footage style. It's basically this YouTuber guy who he's kind of like he does like stunts and like pranks and like dumb stuff on YouTube. And so what he's going to do is stream himself staying the night at this like abandoned haunted house.
Oh, okay.
And so he like sets up cameras all over the house, and then he has a camera like a headset like that he wears on his head. and it's just kind of like what happens throughout the night. It's to me, he was a very annoying character. Because he was a YouTuber, yeah.
Hey, we're on YouTube.
I probably shouldn't be saying that.
We're technically YouTubers.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well,
he really played.
I like how long it took him. That came from far away.
Yeah. Took me a second. I had to wait.
Yeah.
Did you just...
Danny's like, let me get back to my review.
Yeah. Got a lot of editing to do in this episode.
Anyways, so he's annoying, but he's trying to like play it up for like the viewers, and he's being overly dramatic about a lot of stuff, and laughing hysterically about things that aren't that funny.
Like a YouTuber.
I'm like quietly laughing right now.
And then like real stuff, of course, starts to happen, and then it gets better, and it has a very Evil Dead kind of feel to it with some of the like effects,
just like over the top cheesiness.
Yeah, it's really like the effects
that is
are
not what I
ridiculous.
think of when I hear Evil Dead.
Well, you haven't watched it, so
the scene I watched was not cheesy.
And yeah, just like some of the stuff that he says is kind of like corny, and it's
very Bruce Campbell like.
Yeah, kind of, I don't know if I would say Bruce Campbell. It's different. It's comedy, but it's it's a different kind of comedy, but still like I guess the demons or whatever that are in the movie are very Evil Dead like. So
okay.
Yeah. Nice. So I enjoyed it. I would say I enjoyed about half of it because, like I said, the first half is kind of annoying with his acting and stuff. So
yeah,
I will give this one we'll go with an 80. We'll go 80 for this.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, wow, okay.
It's pretty good. I would definitely recommend it, especially if you like Evil Dead and if you like found footage stuff.
Yeah.
It's a good watch.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. What is next?
All right. So I'm trying to decide which one to do next here. But I'm going to go with Prey.
Okay.
Let's talk about Prey here for a second. It is
I still haven't seen it.
Movie. I just watched it for the first time a couple days ago. I've been wanting to see it. I like the Predator movies. There's a couple of them that are not very good, but this one is definitely one of the better ones of the Predator franchise. So this is number 5 in the Predator franchise, but it's a prequel to like the original, and it was good. It takes place like 300 years ago, in like I think the 1700s. I think is what it said. Yeah. Okay. With the Comanche Indians, and it kind of took me out of it a little bit. What took me out of it a little bit was the fact that they were speaking perfect English. Yeah, and I was like, really? Okay, like
that wasn't the native language.
No, of the Comanche, it was not English. Like it wasn't even bad English; it was perfect English. I'm like, oh, okay. So they were speaking English, and then they had another group, the French, come in, and they were speaking French. And it's like, okay, well, these guys look white, and these guys are Indian, but they're speaking perfect English and they're speaking French. Like it was a little weird how that went. But it was good. I really enjoyed it. I could, after a little while, I could get past the fact that they were speaking English, and I would have been better, I think, if it had been actually like Comanche, which I heard that there was an actual cut of the movie that they were speaking Comanche. Oh. Which with subtitles would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But
would you want to watch a whole movie in subtitles?
Yeah, I do. I mean, honestly, I do that anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
I can hear perfectly.
Danny's like, yeah, it's true.
But with subtitles, like you're able to catch things that maybe you wouldn't have caught without subtitles. So, but yeah, so I liked it. You guys haven't seen it, right?
Nope.
No, Danny hasn't. So if Danny hasn't, Katrina probably hasn't.
Yeah.
So I give this one. I'm gonna give this one 85.
Oh wow!
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get to it. I'm gonna have to rewatch at least like the first Predator because it's been a really long time since I've seen that. Yeah. So
I have never seen Predator movies.
I have, but when I was a kid.
Okay, so
you probably haven't.
So unless you have when you were a kid,
no. It's like an 80s movie.
No,
Arnold Schwarzenegger's in the first one.
Oh,
yeah. And then Danny Glover in the second, but the second, I haven't seen that one in even longer than all the other ones, but yeah. So they're fun. They're they're
like sci-fi
movies. Yeah, sci-fi horror.
I'm good.
All right, so here's one you can talk about.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah. I was going to say, I'm going to have to throw in another.
Okay, so this one is called Good Night, Mommy.
Okay.
Oh, is this the... Yeah, okay.
So this is the American version of... Just German?
You're looking at me like I know. Yes, German for sure.
I think it was German.
Yeah, I want to say or I'm gonna have to look it up now. because I don't want to be wrong.
It was French.
No, it's not French.
Okay.
I know that. Is it like
Scottish?
Norwegian? Let's see. Not Scottish. It would have been in English. If it was Austria.
Austria.
So it's from Austria, and they speak German in the movie.
Huh.
Okay.
But that's not the one we watched.
No, we did not watch the German, Austrian version. We watched the American version with Naomi Watts. It is on Amazon Prime right now, so if you have Prime, you can watch it. And it is about...
And do watch it.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. You liked it too? Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So twin brothers arrive at their mother's house and
They
begin...
were twins?
I guess so. I mean, that's what it says.
Okay.
Yeah. And arrive at their mother's house and begin to suspect that something isn't right. So their mother has had like facial reconstructive surgery. She's like an actress. And so she had like plastic surgery.
For a long time in the movie. I think that was a spoiler.
Okay. So she just had some surgery done on her face. And so she's all bandaged up. And so that's kind of like a big part of the movie as to like what's going on with mom. Mm-hmm.
I guess the reason why I say that that's like a spoiler in the movie is because like it helped make that tidbit of information gave us some understanding as to why she was so uptight about certain things.
Right. And why she would have this surgery in the first place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like it was very confusing until you kind of started putting that together. So that's where I kind of found that as a
No, you're right. You're right. That is the thing with this movie. I did not like this movie for a good portion of it because there was so much missing information at the time.
Yeah.
It gives you the information later.
Yeah.
But it's like you just jump right into the middle of a story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are we just like, I don't even get this. Like, why are they acting this way? What's happening? Why is this just jumping into this and jumping into that? I thought there was going to be some buildup. But then you understand why.
And the thing is one, once you start understanding why, it's like you almost appreciate how it started. Because it's like, oh, that totally threw me off.
Yeah.
And got me just like so off kilter that you didn't start predicting what was going on. Because I don't like when there's a twist, but I've already predicted it.
Yeah.
But I think at one point I did like start to put things together and started predicting what the final twist was.
Yeah, we did predict it before it happened.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know there was going to be a twist in this movie.
Yeah.
Either.
Which maybe that was a spoiler, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
A little bit.
We're kind of spoiling this.
Well, now I'm going to be looking for a spoiler or a twist.
You can look for spoilers too, but
and that's really what makes this movie good too. So, if you haven't seen it, I haven't seen the original, so I don't know how close it is to that, but at least watch the American version. I would imagine the original is probably a little better, like they usually are. But definitely watch at least this one. I liked the psychological part of it too. Yeah. And so then once things started tying together, you're like, oh my gosh, yes. And then it's one of those movies that it's like, now I want to go back and watch it again. Yeah. And catch all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a lot where, and what I didn't like about it at first was it jumps right into the whole suspicion about the mother. And it's like, I thought they were going to like lead to that.
Yeah.
The movie just like starts that way. The kids are already like suspicious. I'm like, wow. We're already there. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
well, but that's one thing that's nice is that the trailer didn't give away the entire movie. It gave away just that beginning part. Yeah. It was like, okay.
Yeah.
we've already seen the whole trailer now.
Yeah, yeah, and I was like, okay, so this whole movie is what the trailer was.
Yeah.
And
wow, nice.
But it's not.
But it's not.
Yeah.
Guys, go watch it.
So the trailer was literally like the first 20 minutes of the movie? And then
Kind of. I mean, it
was
just...
like...
I'm sure there's more in the trailer than just the 20 minutes, but the premise is just the beginning of the movie, really. And that's what the trailer shows, is the premise.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. It was one of those movies that you ended like satisfied with the movie. Yeah. Not like, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does tie up loose ends.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'm picky with being satisfied at the very end of the movie.
You are, yes. Yeah. Like The Watcher. You were not picky with, or you were not satisfied with the end of
and while The
Watcher also that came out
just
okay.
This one's just Watcher. Yeah.
So while Watcher was a good movie all throughout, it fell off.
Yeah.
This one, to me,
I didn't. Yeah,
but like I said, I have high standards.
Yes.
So grade.
Yeah. So what are you gonna give this one?
I will give this one 92.
All right.
Wow.
Very good. What did I give Watcher? 88? 86. Okay, so I'll give this one 86 as well.
Oh.
I'll say I like this one just the same amount.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a different kind of movie. I like it for different reasons. But it's definitely good. So,
was her face bandaged like most of the movie?
Yeah, most of the movie.
What?
Yeah.
They got Naomi Watts to just like basically talk, and that's they could have gotten like anybody to be in that, but all right, that's cool.
She did a good job.
Well, she's a good actress. That's why that's why I'm surprised that they probably paid quite a bit to get her just to have her face covered the entire time.
Yeah.
Well, she knows what it's like to be an actress.
She does.
She played an actress. So.
Okay, so guess the movie. Are we going to do my movie?
Okay.
And the year it came out.
And the year it came out. This movie is about this girl who's always moving to all these different places because her dad does this really interesting job where he
Casper?
Yeah! Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Oh my gosh. All right.
I just thought this would be a fun throw you off kind of thing. What year, Joel?
Like 95?
Okay, let's check. Let's check. I was thinking it was 97.
No, it was definitely before that.
Yeah,
maybe before 95.
She watched that during the Halloween season.
That's what we're talking about.
It's a good movie. It's not a 2022 movie, but it's a good movie.
Yeah,
and it wasn't a first watch either, but it's a good movie.
1995.
Nice.
All right.
Good job, Joel. I highly recommend this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were talking about a movie with didn't we? Yeah, with Devon Sawa.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, I should
Black Friday.
I should talk about this.
Yeah. This one will be out before that one, but
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
so next week, look forward to the Devon Sawa on Black Friday.
Now you guys know that we don't post them in order.
We go out of order sometimes.
All right, Joel. What do you have next?
You can edit all that out if you want.
I'm gonna keep it in. It's fun. So my next one is going to be Fresh.
Oh, yeah. I did see this.
You did? Okay, nice. This is a Hulu movie. Again, I just watched this a couple days ago. And Fresh follows Noah, Daisy Edgar Jones, who meets the alluring Steve, Sebastian Stan, at a grocery store and, given her frustration with dating apps, takes a chance and gives him her number. Yep.
That's a very original description.
That is all I'm going to say. Okay. Yeah, that's the description on IMDb.
Okay.
anything else is kind of like a spoiler, though. So I mean, you gotta.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw out cannibalism out there.
Okay.
Whoa.
That's a part of it.
Yeah.
Whoa. Spoiler.
I'm pretty sure that part's like in the trailer, but
Okay.
They got to show more than just them meeting in a grocery store, and then that's it. In the trailer.
Yeah.
But it's a good one. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Actually.
It's fun. And like some good writing, like the dialogue and stuff was very engaging. It was like witty, I guess, and and there's some scenes in it, like there's like a whole music number where he's like kind of dancing around and stuff.
Yeah.
And like it kind of lightens the mood a little bit for the movie because it is a pretty, heavy, if you really think about it, it's a heavy concept. Movie. Yeah. So it kind of lightens the mood at certain times, and our daughter saw this. Movie. Yeah. I don't know if you remember. Her friend was telling her to watch it, and then I watched it with her.
Okay.
Well. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this does look like something I'd want to see.
Yeah. It's good.
Do you think I'd like it?
Yeah, I think you would have fun with it.
Do you think she'd like the ending, since she's very particular about that?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, it's showing me too much, I think.
Okay. Let's give this one a grade.
All right. I think I'm gonna go with 83. It was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. I'd watch it again.
Yeah. I'll go 81.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go 81. Yeah, it was good. It was fun. Like I said, good writing, good acting, and it's a memorable movie, I would say. Especially if you don't know what you're really getting into right off the bat.
Well, now we know.
You don't really know.
I just said a word. So I just said I'm going to throw out cannibalism out there. You don't know in what context I'm talking about.
Yeah, there could just be a random scene of cannibalism not related to the characters.
They watch Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. Exactly. Man, you gave it away.
On one of their dates.
Yeah. Spoiler.
It's the spoilers. Yeah, it's a twist.
All right. So let's do another one that you can talk about.
Okay.
That you have seen. This one is, I believe it's a Hulu original. It's called No Exit.
Okay.
Have you seen this, Joel?
I have not. It wasn't even on my list of movies to watch.
All right.
What's
There's so
it
many
about?
movies that came out this year.
So this one is about this about. So I'll just read the description on IMDb. During a blizzard and stranded at an isolated highway rest stop in the mountains, a college student discovers a kidnapped child hidden in a car belonging to one of the people inside.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so this girl, I think she's trying to get home because her mother's dying or something. Like, there's some important reason for her to need to get somewhere. And the roads are closed, so she has to stop at this rest stop with, actually, David Palmer. President Palmer.
Oh, okay.
Allstate.
The Allstate, the Allstate guy.
He's in it. He's one of the characters at the rest stop. And then there's a few other people. They're all just kind of waiting for the storm to pass and the roads to open. And she goes outside. I think she's trying to get like cell service, and sees that there's this kid like tied up in the backseat of a car. And so it's like, okay, whose car is that? What's going on? Am I going to be able to save this kid? And, so it's good.
It is good.
Yeah.
Nice.
It is good. And there are some twists and turns.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know what to look for.
Yeah, yeah.
No spoiler.
Yeah, no, this was going to be a very straightforward movie.
Yeah. I don't think that having twists and turns is a spoiler for this one.
No. I think the setup is already kind of obvious.
A giant twist.
But it keeps you on your toes of like trying to figure out who you actually like in the film.
Yeah, who can you trust?
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Yeah. It's a good one.
It's a good one.
Classic whodunit.
Yep, it is.
And the setting is pretty cool in the blizzard and stuff.
And touch. I just like keep getting this vision of them sitting around the table playing cards.
Yeah, that's right.
That was cool.
Yeah, and each character kind of has, they're very much a character.
Yes.
They're all very different people.
Yes.
So, okay, let's give it a grade.
Okay, I'll give this one an 88. 87.
Nice.
87. Okay.
I'm in a good mood tonight.
All right, I will go 85.
Okay.
I'll go just a little bit under Watcher and Goodnight Mommy.
Okay.
So, it's good though. I definitely recommend it.
I don't even remember what I gave the other movies at this point.
You haven't been writing them down?
So now you know, if you want a good grade from me, you got to get me on like a no rubric plan.
Yeah, just
I'm
off the
just
cuff.
like, I'll throw out the nice grades.
I mean, that's pretty much how I do it. I don't like study each thing. Like, did it check off all these boxes? And no, I'm just like, all right, I liked it, so I'm gonna give it a whatever grade I'm feeling at the
very
moment.
willy nilly over there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Joel.
Okay.
What is your next one?
I'm bringing it down a little bit.
Okay.
Mine is gonna be from
A
like,
sad movie?
oh, these are so good to these not that great.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I just a couple on here that I have to mention because we're not probably ever gonna talk about them. Besides, well, we might talk about them one at a time this year. But
oh man, I think I know what list they're going on.
well, not I. All right, this one.
All right.
This one is VHS 99.
Oh, yeah.
I do know what list this is going on. I have seen this one.
Yes, you have. Joel, I'm very proud of you for being a little
watching it
disappointed in this one.
A little disappointed?
Because
I
sometimes
haven't liked the last like two.
I know.
So
So I was talking with, Joey. I'm going to throw your name out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call you out on this one.
You're going to throw him under the bus?
Yeah. He had texted me, because he had watched it before I did. And he had texted me and told me, like, oh, it's definitely better than the last one.
He had to have been joking.
Joey.
No, I think he was joking, just trying to get you to watch it.
No, he was
Joey's serious.
He was. He said there wasn't a story that was better than the funeral home one from the last one.
Okay.
But that overall it was better than VHS 94.
I mean, the funeral home one was probably one of the best of the entire franchise. So.
Yeah.
But having said that, this movie is crap. This is not
so
good at all. And that's, they've gotten progressively worse.
Yeah.
As they've gone on. This, I can't even say I'm going to say this is worse than the last one that we watched.
Yeah, it is.
Because that was horrible. But yeah, this one was worse.
Yeah. I definitely agree.
There were parts of 3 of them that I actually really liked, and then they just
yes,
and then they just ruined it.
They just destroyed the story. I was like, really?
Exactly.
So for this one, I do kind of want to go into spoilers, just to bash on it a little bit.
Okay, guys, spoilers. Don't watch the movie anyway. So
please, don't watch it.
Save your time.
It's on Shudder, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to mention one of the stories that really got ruined for me. So, the teenage boys. So, there's a story about these teenage boys that are like, they're kind of watching their neighbor. The neighbor, they think she's hot, and they're teenagers, and they're like trying to, they're just watching her. And one of them, she asks for help with like her computer, and he ends up like setting up like a webcam or something so that they can watch her.
Yeah.
And so it's like kind of a good setup because you're like, okay, obviously there's something up with this neighbor, and they're gonna see something, and it's gonna, become more interesting. And what happens is she turns into Medusa, and they turn to stone. I'm like, really? Why?
It was
what?
so bad.
Well, the first one got like ripped apart. We didn't really see the person get ripped apart. We just saw like a head go flying at one point, but it was so bad.
It really ruined it. Like, why do you have to like? Because that's a grounded story that then you just take to Greek mythology. Like what?
Yeah. It was like this was actually finally they put a story in there that because the other ones were so ridiculous. And then they finally put a story in there that you're like, okay, this has potential. And then it's like, just joking.
Yeah, we'll just throw Medusa in there, and it's like, okay. You guys are like either you're trying way too hard, or
no. I think they were trying to make it terrible. Like, there's no way they actually thought all these things were
I don't know.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know. They're getting really out there with their stories. It's
they are ridiculous. The more it goes on, I'm still looking forward because they've already said that there's going to be another one. I think VHS 85 or something. Yeah. But they actually have a couple of good horror directors doing at least a couple of the stories. Yeah. So I'm confident in that one a little bit, but at the same time, it's like it kind of defeats the purpose of what VHS was in the first place. If you already have horror directors that have done movies, like Sinister is one of the movies that one of the directors has already done. That's going to be a director for the next one. It kind of defeats the purpose of what VHS was in the first place. Yeah. But having said that, what they're doing now is just ridiculous.
Just
so
bad.
Maybe we need to go to that.
Yeah.
So
so Joel, what'd you think of the game show one?
See that
you fell asleep.
I liked
one,
it.
I think.
Really. That was probably the longest story of them all.
Yeah.
I liked the first half of it. I liked the idea. I loved Legends of the Hidden Temple, which is what that show is basically about. And then it took a turn. Come on, guys.
Weird.
They're doing too much. Yeah. And that's why the funeral home story from the last one was so good. Yeah. It was still a ghost story, but it was still grounded in some sort of reality. Yeah. And it had suspense and tension, which none of these stories had. No. At all.
Well, there was one story that I thought was going to be good. It was the person being buried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually liked that one until we get to the end of it. Like,
yeah. That one had a pretty decent setup too. And then then it just got weird.
And then you get to this horrible CGI that just comes out of nowhere. I'm like, guys, you're doing too much. You don't have to do this.
Yeah, it really doesn't fit. For these found footage, kind of guerrilla style filmmaking, and then to have this obvious CGI
really
thing, it doesn't fit. It really takes you out of the movie completely.
Yeah.
At least the game show one didn't really have any CGI in it. It was
until the very end,
grounded in reality. Yeah. Until the very end of it.
That was.
But for the most part, it was still it was it wasn't good, but it wasn't. It wasn't as bad as the other ones until you get to the last 5 minutes of the story. I'm like, come on.
And what was up with the wraparound. I mean, I don't even think it was a wraparound story.
What, the whole army man?
Army men stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I remember having these as a kid, but what are they doing in this movie? Like,
it's so weird. It's like, I don't get this at all. It's like, you guys...
None of it was good.
You guys lost me on this one.
Not one story was good in this. And they started good. They started, like, the idea, the first half of, like, most of these stories were good, and then they just destroy it.
What's like, bad about that is they're only, like, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Things, so you got a good 5 to 7 minutes, for each one.
You guys can't write a 15-minute story that's actually, like...
Yeah.
Oh man. You need to take it back. You need to take it to basics. Like maybe lose the budget.
Yeah. I mean,
go back to like
bad.
VHS 1. Like I don't know how they're getting a budget for these movies as they go on. It just gets worse and worse.
Yeah. I mean, I think Shudder. This VHS 99 was their most successful release.
Great. So we're going to get more of these things.
Oh my gosh. It was their most successful?
Yeah.
After 85, we're still going to get more of them. Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm sure. Every year.
Did they just promote it really well, or?
No,
I don't think they even promoted it great. Yeah, I remember hearing about it, and then I remember seeing like some articles about it.
And then suddenly it was out. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Then I was like, where's the trailer? Like, when does this come out? And then it was like, I don't know, a week before it came out. Then it was finally announced, like, what day it was going to come out. So,
yeah,
I don't feel like there was a ton of promotion, but, I mean, it's VHS, so it has a following.
It has a following, yeah. It
Huh.
does. I mean, even though they're getting worse and worse, I'm still going to watch them when they come out. Just in hopes that something's going to be good.
Is Ty West one of the directors for the new one?
He was in the first two, I think. Or at least the first one.
I think he's going to be on the 85.
Is he? Because I know... Because there were a couple of directors that are going to be...
Yeah.
And one of them was...
Wait, it's going backwards?
The guy...
Yeah, now we're going to 85.
Yeah, we're going to 85 now. Because that makes sense. Well, and I mean, the 80s is huge right now, so it's kind of...
Yeah.
Oh, so is it supposed to be based off the years that the videos were found? Oh.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
And that was a missed opportunity, too, because this was 99. Why didn't we get a Y2K story? Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
So we got one of the directors that did The Night House and the new Hellraiser movie.
Okay.
And he also did a segment in VHS, the first one.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So, and then we got another one that did Sinister along with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse. Right? Yeah, Black Phone also.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So, so there's a couple of like well-known horror directors.
Yeah.
It's just, but again, like, that kind of defeats the purpose of what it was in the first place. Yeah. But yeah, so maybe that one will actually be good. Maybe we'll actually get a couple stories that are good.
What I really want them to do is have the wraparound story, and it's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. Like, I can just think of something off the top of my head as to why someone might be playing different VHS tapes. They're looking for a certain tape, right?
Yeah.
Just like the first one. They break into a house, they're supposed to find a certain VHS, so they put on different tapes and they watch the little story. Mm-hmm. You can have so many different scenarios where someone is needing to go through some tapes and watch them. Or, maybe just some tapes get dropped off at someone's house. Mm-hmm. And it's like, watch me or whatever. Or it's like a Halloween thing where it's like, oh, you can order these tapes and they're supposed to be like these scary stories or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so then people watch them. And it's just, it makes it way better when it makes sense as to why these different stories are going on. Yeah. When it's not just, oh, we're going to have some army men, and then randomly we're going to go into this story, and then go back to army men, and it's like, what? There's so no flow to this. And
no.
Yeah, were the army men watching the movie?
I don't know. I don't understand the army men.
Yeah.
It was like little kids, they were like just playing with their army.
Yeah.
No, it was like animation. Like the army men were. It was.
I remember that a little bit.
Yeah.
It was almost like claymation.
And it was like stop motion.
Army men.
Stop motion.
Stop motion. Yeah. I'm like, really, guys? So bad.
So weird.
But I mean, that wasn't the worst story, so that's that's something.
Yeah, it was probably the best story.
Yeah, it was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. But
what I'm curious, like, I would love to interview the writers of that.
The army men
of the wraparound.
Of the whole VHS.
Oh, well, it's all different.
Yeah, they're all different.
Who produced the entire film? Because, like, I would like to know what they were thinking.
Yeah, like how did you watch
how
this?
Did you...
Yeah,
they're not going to want to come onto our podcast after we've trashed a couple of their movies.
But I'm very curious, like, how did you watch this, put it all together, and think, oh, this is good?
Yeah.
Let's release it now.
I don't know. It's Bloody Disgusting and Shudder, who are like the bigger names that were a part of it. So, yeah, that was a swing and a miss.
It was a huge miss. But
all right.
So rating. Let's go with ratings.
Oh yeah, we still gotta rate it.
Yeah. So it's not the worst movie we've done ever. So that's
it's close.
You don't think so?
It's close.
It's no. There was at least one movie that got single digits, I believe.
Oh, this is getting single digits, buddy.
It's not quite that bad, but it's very bad. I'm gonna give this one like a 23.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Okay. All right.
It's not good.
All right, Katrina.
You're 20% higher than me. I'm giving this a 3%.
All right. Very nice.
I went into this movie thinking it would be horrible.
Yeah, you were a fan.
And I was like, whoa. I couldn't have even imagined.
I will go with, man. This is hard. 7.
7?
Wow, okay.
7.
So I liked it the most.
And so one last thing that I want to say about it. So the first story kind of set it up to just it really lowered my expectations with that first story.
Yeah.
Because
like the rockers.
Yeah. They're going to like this underground area where a concert was played and the band like caught on fire and stuff. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So you obviously know what's going to happen. These people who were supposedly killed are going to come back and kill them. Whatever.
And still could be a fun story,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
It still had potential, but again, just like every other story that they told in this movie, the potential was there to be a good one. They just destroyed it.
Yeah, when you actually see these like undead, I guess, zombie things, they look ridiculous. They look really bad. And there's a part where the like effects, like it literally looked like someone went to the spirit store and got like some prop like arms or like limbs and just like threw them. Because there's one part where a character gets taken around a corner and then like a body part goes flying, but you don't see it actually come off the character or anything because they're around the corner. And then just like an arm goes flying or something. And I'm like, what?
It's like the little zombie arms that you can buy to come out of the graves.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. And like some red paint or something. Yeah. It was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be bad. You're really setting the bar low here.
Yeah, it made it seem like this was a very low budget.
Oh yeah,
film, like so low budget, like teenagers, like middle schoolers put this together.
Yeah.
And they're
the
filming
90s.
Yeah. Not even today, in the 90s. I was disappointed too because there was one person that I actually knew from other stuff in this movie. Oh, and it was the game show host.
Oh, okay.
He was in like 2 or 3 seasons of The Walking Dead.
Oh,
and he's a main character voice in the GTA 5 game.
Oh.
Okay. But yeah, I was like, oh, I like this guy. And then that story ended, and I was like, wow, all right. You were really needing money, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
yeah, so it was
all right. So there's enough for that one.
Yeah, we talked the most about that.
Yeah.
So we just basically did a review on that one.
Yeah.
All right. So next is Shut In. Came out this year.
Okay.
This is from the Daily Wire.
Okay.
Productions. And
did I see this?
No, you did not. It is about a single mother who basically ends up getting trapped in her pantry. Her pantry like shuts and locks, and you can't get out. And her son or daughter, I think it's her son. He's like really young, like 3 or 4 or something. And so he's outside the pantry. And then her ex-husband comes over, and he's like a druggie. And his like buddy too comes over, and they're like they're bad people. And so it's really suspenseful with her trying to get out, trying to get to her kid. And they're wanting some money from her, something that she doesn't have. And you find out, more about their backstory and more about this friend who is there and threatening and all that. And so it's a pretty tense movie. I enjoyed it. It has a good, some good action toward the end as well. And yeah, I would recommend it for sure. Good acting, nice. A good story. It's kind of like Panic Room almost.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Kind of like that kind of setup. And yeah. So
nice. I haven't. That wasn't on my list of movies to watch again. But
I was trying to pick some that probably a lot of people haven't seen. So
I did that with a couple of them, but. Yeah, the next couple I'm going to do are probably ones that people have seen. So, But, I did see a trailer for that, and I did want to see it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
I think you can get it on, Prime now and stuff, like Amazon. I think you can rent it now.
Okay.
It was just originally on Daily Wire.
Yeah.
And
it sounds super familiar. I only watched... Well, but no, I feel like I can picture.
Oh.
So maybe it was a trailer or something.
Probably, yeah.
But it looks like it's Naomi Watts, too.
No.
No? Oh, that's a different movie.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Probably a different movie, yeah.
Because when you look up Shut In.
Oh, okay.
That's what comes up.
Okay,
yeah, I think she was in 2 horror movies this year, surprisingly enough. For someone that hasn't really done much lately.
Yeah. So I'll give this one an 81.
All right.
Yeah. It was good.
Nice. All right. So my next one is going to be Hellraiser 2022.
Oh,
all right.
Gosh.
We started this one, but did not get all the way through it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to, but
I
think I was just tired or something.
Okay, so it's not the one that we did watch. It was the first Hellraiser that I watched.
Yeah, you watched the original.
This one's a remake of that one.
Yeah.
I say that with a question mark because it's very different.
Not really a remake.
It's not. Yeah, well, more like a reboot, I guess. Or I think it says a take on Clive Barker's horror classic, so it is a take on it. It's the same in name, basically. Yeah, and Pinhead, Pinhead is in this one too. I liked it. Hellraiser. I think I've only seen the first 2 Hellraiser movies, and then this one. It's been years since I've seen the second one, but like it's not really a franchise that I'm into. Yeah, I did like the original. It does hold up for the most part. It's still pretty creepy of a movie, and this one was not as creepy as that one was. It was more about the box than anything. Yeah, and what I could actually see of it, it was good. The movie was very dark. Like in lighting. Like I had all the lights off. It was night, and I still had trouble seeing what was going on at parts. So I was like, "Come on, guys! Light it up a little bit." Yeah. But it was enjoyable. I'd probably watch it again at some point. But it was I still like the first one more, just because it was creepier, and the atmosphere in the first one was definitely creepier. And
that's what that movie. That movie is so weird and just so out there, but it's like an uncomfortable, weird feeling that you get. Yeah, it's kind of purposeful in that way. It's really hard to put your finger on it, but
yeah, exactly. And I didn't really get that at all in this movie. So it was mostly about the kills, and you do see Pinhead and the Cenobites more in this one than you did in the first one. Okay, but it's still I don't know. It was okay. Okay, it's not like a theater movie. I'm glad it went straight to Hulu, because I don't think people would actually pay money to see this movie in theaters. Okay, but yeah, it was.
They're supposed to do a whole series on it. On Hellraiser.
Yeah, like an actual series, HBO Max. Yeah, they're supposed to be doing an actual TV show series, which is interesting to me. I would probably enjoy that more, because you probably get more Pinhead in an actual series than you would in an hour-and-a-half movie. Yeah. And that's really what people think of when they think of Hellraiser, is Pinhead. Right. Just like Candyman, you think of Candyman, even though he's not in that movie, hardly at all. Yeah. So yeah. So I don't know. I'd give this one a 77.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah.
All right. So next we have Mr. Harrigan's Phone.
I was going to watch that one today, and I didn't get around to it.
Oh, all right. So this is a Stephen King short story. You fell asleep when we were watching this.
Somewhere.
It has the kid from It and The Lodge. He's a great child actor. I really like him.
Yeah, I like him.
It also has Donald Sutherland, which is always cool to see him in a movie. Yeah. He is very old.
Kiefer's dad, going back to Jack Bauer.
Yeah, Kiefer's dad. So it's about a kid who reads stories to this old man, to this rich old man.
Oh, I liked this movie.
So much that I fell asleep.
Much I fell asleep. No, but I liked the parts I saw.
Yeah. So it takes place in the early 2000s or mid 2000s when the iPhone first came out. And he decides that he's going to buy this old man an iPhone because he wins anyways, he wins some money. He's gonna buy.
It's like $2,000. He won like $2,000 to buy an old mana.
Yeah,
that's nice. Huh?
Were iPhones that expensive back then?
No, Joel, you're being ridiculous.
They're about $1,000 now. Like, I would think that they.
You could get them as free phones back in the day. People are like, there were free phones.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so then the old man passes away, but this kid still gets messages from him.
Oh,
and that's kind of like the setup. And I read the short story. I was pretty excited for this because the short story just kind of ends. Mm-hmm. And so I was thinking, okay, how are they going to make a whole movie on this short story? Because nothing, like, things happen, but there's definitely not, like, a conclusion to it. Mm-hmm. And that's what the movie does. The movie does not take any extra steps to kind of complete the story.
Well, you can't just write Stephen King's ending.
When movies do that, they do a better job than he does on his books.
They do. He's not known for his ending of stories.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The Mist, the movie The Mist, that was a Stephen King short story, and that ending was not his.
Yeah.
I heard really you guys weren't the biggest fans of that movie.
I love that movie. I don't know what you're talking about.
That wasn't okay. There was one that you guys reviewed with Joey that you guys were like,
a Stephen King one?
Yet.
Really disappointed in. No, I don't know if it's. I'm thinking it sounds like something like The Mist or The Fog.
It was Fantasy Island.
Oh.
Really?
That was early days.
Yeah.
That was
it was
episode
early.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to get everyone to go back and listen to the old
That one was fun to review.
It was, to tear it apart.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah.
You guys should have done VHS with Joey.
We did VHS.
The 99 one. I'm talking about 99 because you said he'd text you and said that.
Yeah. We'll have to see how he's going to defend it.
Yeah. I think he was joking.
No, he was serious because after I texted him later and I was like, dude, that was so bad. And he was like, really? Like, I kind of liked, a couple of the stories or whatever. And I was like, what? All right.
We agreed on the last movie, like the last VHS. We all hated it except for that one story. So I'm kind of surprised that he actually liked this one.
Joel, come on. It's Joey. He's still just messing with Danny.
I mean, it's not like funny.
That I think how that he liked often are the things that you guys are like messing around about actually funny?
It's always funny. What do you mean?
You guys are always messing about it. Like this person calling.
Joel, I'll have to tell you about that later. So
I know, edit all this out.
So I read the short story. I was excited that there was a movie because I was looking forward to seeing what else can come from this story, and nothing else comes from the story. So if you read the short story, that is exactly what this movie is, and that was disappointing to me. Definitely horror because it's Stephen King. It is not really a horror movie. It's more of a drama.
Yeah, I would not have thought of this as a horror.
It's labeled as horror just because Stephen King wrote it.
Because of Stephen King, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he also did like Shawshank and Green Mile, so I mean, they didn't really have to give it a horror, like, I don't know,
label.
They could have just said it was drama.
Well, isn't
he's done other stuff.
This is going to be a spoiler.
What?
Can I spoil? Can I say it if it's a spoiler?
Yeah, I'll just take it out of you.
Okay. Isn't the old man like a mobster?
No.
Yeah, he was.
No, he was a businessman.
A businessman.
Not a mobster.
No, because he was like talking about what's behind his door in the closet, and it was
Yeah,
he was making suggestions like he's
only
killed
mobsters have
people
stuff behind
and,
their
like,
doors.
no,
obviously.
he didn't kill people.
Yes, he-
no.
See, I think I understood the movie better than you, even though I fell asleep.
You didn't even. You probably dreamed something different than what was actually happening.
Yeah, I dreamt the ending, and it was actually really
you dreamt
good.
up a better plot. No, he was like a business guy, and he played the stock market, and that's how he got rich.
Just like how mobsters do it.
No, he was
And
getting rich other ways.
He was excited about he didn't like the iPhone at first, but then he was excited because he could keep track of stocks on it instead of waiting for the
Keep track of his hits.
Yeah, see, I saw a different movie.
Yeah. So,
But him reading to the old man was adorable.
yeah.
It
Well,
was really precious.
we're talking about it more. So I guess the horror piece to it is that when this kid then continues to talk to him, like text him and stuff, and he texts him about like a bully who's messing with him at school.
Yeah,
And then the bully dies.
yes, because
Wow.
Because of the mob.
he's a mobster.
No, it's like these freak accidents that happen.
He has a hit out on a 5th grader.
Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like
It's not because
when
he's in the
he
mob.
has an issue with something,
Yeah.
then the old man takes care of it.
But not with
Because
the mafia.
he used to be. Yeah, because he used to be.
No, it's these accidents that happen. It actually shows what happens. And these people die through these weird things that happen. And it's like a few times it happens. And then the kid decides, okay, this is too much. I'm going to throw this phone in the ocean or whatever. And then that's how it ends. So
That's not the movie.
it's like there's no ending. It's just, okay, I'm done talking to you. You're killing people. And then it's over. Yeah. I wanted a lot more. I felt like it was like half a movie. Like right when it started getting good, people were getting killed. This old man's like doing this from beyond the grave. And then the boy's like, okay, I'm just going to stop and throw this in the water.
It's like
okay. It's boring.
That Notebook. Death Note.
Death Note. Okay. Okay.
It's like that. That's what I was saying.
Going anime now. All right.
Yeah, because when he if he texts it, then it's gonna come true.
I
So.
gotcha. All right. So, Joel, what do you got next?
All right. I've got one more that I want to talk about here.
Okay. I've got two more, but one of them you might mention.
And I've got two more.
So, I'm going to bring it down again. This one might end up on one of our episodes in the future, like I said the last one. This little gem is Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
That's the one that I had to mention.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This movie is so bad.
Honestly, I kind of wish we had done a separate episode on this one, just because it's so bad.
Yeah.
That those episodes are fun to do because we're just like tearing it apart. But
well, you just did one on VHS.
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah,
you can do it again.
Our longest episodes are the ones that we just have a lot to say, a lot of negative things to say about them.
Yeah.
This was not good at all. I thought Jeepers Creepers 3 was really bad. It was a straight to like sci-fi channel movie. This one was worse.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough. And yeah, everything from like the opening scene, which is basically how Jeepers Creepers 1 opens.
Yes.
With the brother and sister, except this is like a husband and wife. I was like, they are not, like, in the beginning, I was like, they are not just doing the same exact thing that they did in the first movie.
With horrible acting.
Yeah, with really bad acting. And then halfway through, I was like, this has to be some sort of reenactment or something.
Yeah.
And it was like some documentary or whatever on... And it's like, how did they get, like, everything right? How did these reenactors, like, know exactly what happened. But
what I found funny about that was later on in the movie when, like, you know, the creeper's there killing people and all that. Then there's a poster, like a missing persons poster, and it's the two people that were in the reenactment.
Yeah.
It's like, so the actors from are now missing in this town. No, like what?
They pulled a Blair Witch Project on us on the people, and was like on the news how they were talking about how this group of people went missing.
Yeah,
the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of got from was that. Okay. I was like, oh, okay, they're just pulling that too, but maybe they did go missing. I have no idea because they didn't explain anything. Like that. It was just like,
yeah, I thought, you know, okay, they forgot that this was supposed to be a reenactment, not the actual people.
Yeah.
So they put this poster up, like, oh wow, that was real.
They actually went missing.
But it was the reenactment actors, so it was kind of dumb.
It was just man, this movie.
What was your least favorite part?
Everything. So there is like a meme or a picture, like a side by side of like the original creeper with this monstrosity creeper, and it looks so bad. Like our CGI, our technology has gotten better.
Yeah.
Since the first one came out, it's been like 20 years.
Yeah.
Since the first one came out, you'd think the creeper would look better than it did in Jeepers Creepers 1, but they managed to like ruin the creeper look. Like, guys. And the thing that so it's not in the movie, but the thing that irritates me the most is the fact that the director has mentioned that this is just the first of a trilogy that he's doing.
Yeah,
so
that's
he actually no, it's not. And the fact that he actually thought this was good enough to warrant 2 more sequels, you're out of your mind. That guy actually was a director of one of the VHS.
Oh, really?
Stories, yeah. Yeah, and like I think VHS 2. I don't remember what the story was, but yeah, I remember his name showing up on there. And it's like, and I think it was a story that I didn't really like in that one, so it was like, it's not a surprise, I guess.
Yeah.
That this was so bad. But yeah, it's not good at all. And this, like, what, fair, or it was
like a festival, like a horror.
It was
festival.
like, it was like a horror festival, and one of the main characters was like, "Oh, I can't believe so many people showed up." There was like 10 people in the festival,
like one hell of a festival. It was like a pumpkin patch or something.
Yeah, I know. It's like, okay, couldn't afford the background actors to,
and
couldn't afford people to like fill out the. Oh man.
So my least favorite piece to it was there was clear green screen usage.
Yeah.
Even in like the forest. Like they're in a forest. Yeah. And then there's a green screen clearly that is for the rest of the forest. Mm-hmm. So it's supposed to make you think they're in this big forest.
Yeah.
Because behind them is this fake forest.
Yeah.
So, like, where did they actually film this? Because it's not a forest, apparently, that since they needed a green screen for it.
Yeah.
So, do they just, like, pull off the side of the road and find some trees and
probably
just, like, film there? Like, what is this? Like, I don't think I've ever seen a movie where there's a clear green screen in an outdoor setting like that. It was so weird to see. I was like, what? Is this just on a set? Or
man.
Yeah, it was bad. And then the other
whole
part,
baby thing, I think, was really bad too. The whole seeing visions of stuff that never actually happened in this movie.
I don't even remember.
With like her baby.
Oh yeah.
How she's like pregnant and
like
Creeper wants the baby. Why? Like, You might as well tell us now because you're not getting any sequels to this movie. So
so there's another part. Once they get to the creeper's house, they're standing outside the house, and the house is clearly a CGI house.
Yeah,
it's not even a real house. It's like, what? You couldn't film in front of a house? Like, what are we doing here? And then when they're inside it, it's like, it's a normal, seemingly like a house. But I just think they filmed everything on a set. They didn't film on location anywhere. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I know it was COVID when they were making this movie, but man.
But still, like,
no,
come on, guys.
There's no excuse for the laziness for this movie.
Yeah, I know.
It is.
Lots of movies were able to work with COVID, and they did better. So, Host, a Shudder movie, was able to do that, to do it in COVID. So, I don't know. It's there's really nothing good about this movie. The acting was horrible. The writing was really bad. Yeah. In this movie, like the lines that were given were just ridiculous. It was bad. Did you watch this one, Katrina?
No, I didn't.
Quiet. Oh, you didn't? Oh,
yeah. I actually watched this in theater. It was in theaters for a few days, and I had heard that it was horrible, but I was like, it's Jeepers Creepers. It's in theater. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to see this. Like a creeper film in theater, maybe ever again because of how bad apparently this one is. Yeah.
At least not with its director and writers. I want more creeper movies, but let's get better people on this movie. Yeah. On this franchise.
Yeah, it can't get much worse. So
you say that, but let's see if he actually is able to get his sequel in there. Let's see how that goes.
Oh my gosh.
Because that movie can't have a bigger budget than this one. There's no way.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Oh, man. Let's give it a grade.
What did I give VHS? 24, 23?
23.
This one was, I don't know if this one was better or worse than that. It's about the same in quality. Oh, man. I'm going to give this one a 25. Just because it was shorter. VHS was way too long. Yeah. That was almost 2 hours long. Like, are you serious right now? Like, you don't need to be that long.
No.
So, 25. Yeah,
I will give this one a little higher, too. I'll give it a 10. Actually, I'll go with up to where you're kind of at. I'll go with like a 21. Because I can find some humor in this. Yeah. I can laugh at it a little bit. Because of how just bad it is.
Ridiculous and stupid it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't this one make you want to watch it now, Christina?
Yeah.
Just, bashing it?
Well, I'm trying to find this, forest scene that he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a few times when they're, in the forest and...
Because I'm curious if I would recognize that it's...
Yeah. It's,
a green screen.
The way you can tell is, at the bottom, there's, a clear,
the turn, the curve of it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's a little something there.
Do you think you would have been able to tell that if it wasn't on the big screen?
I don't know. Maybe not.
I could tell some of it was CGI. Some of it was green screen. Well, obviously it was CGI. Everything about this movie was CGI. But the green screen... I'm not entirely sure which part that he's talking about, because there were a few obvious green screen moments, and I saw this at home. So there are definitely some moments that you could tell were completely fake. And when you have something that's real, like a forest, part of a forest, and then you have the other part of the forest and green screen, there is a big difference.
Yeah.
So you can tell what's real and what's
That's
not.
why I'm dying to see what it looks like.
Yeah, I think it was just in a studio. Because, that's how it felt. Like they were just acting in front of a screen. It was so weird. Mm-hmm. So weird. I have not seen a movie like that. Oh, and what it reminded me of, actually, was... Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
when
when they're in like the Shark Boy and Lava Girl like world, it's all fake. It's all, that's what the whole movie felt like. Like it was characters on a set, and then the land around them was fake, but it was supposed to be real.
Yeah.
It was really weird to see. Yeah.
Oh,
it was strange.
That scene towards the end of the movie where they're like they're fighting the creeper and they're like on top of that. It's in the house area, and all these like birds are flying around.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was bad CGI too. it was so bad. Like it's. I'm surprised this was even in theaters for a little bit.
I know, just because of the name. I'm sure.
Yeah. I was like laughing at that. I'm like, this is really bad. Like, this is not 2022 like CGI. This is like late 90s, early 2000s CGI technology we got here. It was not good. And then how they defeated the creeper. Like, are you serious? Like, it's just would they stab him with a post or a pole or something, and that's supposed to kill him? Okay.
Yeah. There was
spoilers, by the way. Oh, I'm hoping these people are not you. Yeah, either you've already seen it or you're just never going to. So,
or you guys have already turned this episode off.
yeah. At this point. Oh man.
All right.
So that was mine. And
okay.
That's
Studio 666.
Okay.
The Foo Fighters.
Oh,
movie.
Okay.
That was kind of fun. Basically, Foo Fighters go to this like haunted house to record an album, and the Foo Fighters are not actors.
No.
Dave Grohl's been in some movies, but he's never been the star of a movie, and he is the star of this movie. And the acting is not good, I wouldn't say.
I don't think you really see a Foo Fighters horror movie for the acting, though.
Yeah. It's got some funny moments.
It wasn't like cringy though.
It wasn't as bad as like VHS or Jeepers Creepers, like acting like that. It wasn't that bad because it was supposed to be like kind of hokey and campy.
Yeah.
So the acting kind of went with the movie. Yeah, I mean, stuff happens at the house, of course. The music is pretty cool. Some of the kills are pretty cool. It was kind of, I mean, it's sad that Taylor Hawkins, I think is his name, the drummer.
The drummer?
Yeah, passed away not long at all after this movie came out. And, but it was kind of cool to, like, see him in this movie before he passed away. Because I've never been a huge Foo Fighters fan. I like, a good amount of their songs, but I've never, like, followed them closely. So to see them all, like, on screen and stuff before he passed away was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's Dave Grohl actually made like a death metal album, like soundtrack for this movie under like a different band's name and everything. So I can't remember the name of the band or whatever, but it's the band that this movie is. It's hard to, I can't remember all of it, but the band that he uses the name for is in this movie.
Oh, okay.
For like the real album that actually came out.
Nice.
So, Jenna Ortega has an appearance.
Yeah. Oh, in appearance? She's not like in the...
She's not in it a lot, no. She's in the beginning and then at the end. And yeah, it's a fun movie. Saw in theaters. Yeah, that's really all I can say about it.
It was on my list of movies to watch. I just haven't. I don't even know where to find this movie right now.
Yeah,
you can probably rent it, but I have like all the streaming services, so I'm trying to wait till these movies are on a streaming service.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I liked this movie, and I was just thinking about it when we were watching Bodies, Bodies, Bodies again. Mm-hmm. And I, for some reason, it came to my mind, and I thought, I want to see that movie again. It was really fun. Yeah. It was, it was a fun story. I didn't go into it expecting any kind of great acting or anything. Yeah. But I don't like when acting is like cringy bad. Like, I guess I don't know how to explain it, but like when it's like they're trying to be good actors and they're so bad.
It's supposed to be like a serious thing and then they're just bad at it.
Yeah, but this one, it didn't like ruin the movie or anything. Yeah. It was just, it was fun. And it was like fun because if you know the Foo Fighters, and it was kind of fun because it was like, and the whole like surrounding it around making this album, and we have to find the feel, like we have to get into it.
He does like a guitar solo or like a drum solo for like an hour or something.
Wow,
nice. And they're just like exhausted trying to make this perfect album.
And then it had some, I don't know, it had some fun story to it and everything. I liked it, I really did. And I was just thinking like, man, I want to watch that movie again too.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. All right, so let's give it a grade.
All right, I'm going to stick in my 80s. I'll give it an 85.
Okay, I'll go 79.
Okay.
This one. Yeah, it was cool.
Better than average.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Slightly.
Yeah.
All right, Joel, you got any more?
That was the last one that I have.
Okay, I've got one more.
On my list.
And then Katrina has one or two.
Yeah, well, I've got to guess the movie.
Oh, she's got to guess the movie.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Are you ready? You're going to guess it pretty quick, so give Joel a chance.
I know one of them. I think I know one of them that you're going to say because you...
Yeah, but that's not a guess the movie because that's... well, maybe you know this one too. But the Guess the Movies have not come out this year. This Guess the Movie is a realtor, actually a couple who are realtors, are going on like a family vacation. And then they get a call about this house.
I'm just going to let you go.
That's going on the market. And the wife is like, no, we are not going. We're going to the beach. We're going to have a good vacation. And then the husband is like, no, we've got to go at least check it out. And then we'll get back on the road. Just come on. But they only wanted the wife to come. And turns out there was a huge twist as to why they wanted the wife to come.
Okay. I don't remember why they wanted the wife to come, but I have seen this movie.
Oh, what's the movie?
Joel?
I'm going to throw out Haunted Mansion.
Ding, ding, ding.
I was like, I know what it was when you said realtors. I was like, I'm just going to let her continue. just let her talk.
I think I did a good job describing the movie without giving it away.
Yeah.
You guys knew I was going to throw that one in there. Because I thought it came out this year.
It definitely did not.
I
about 20 years too late.
Yep. I had never seen it.
Yeah.
It was new to me.
Okay.
Well, obviously, any movie you've never seen came out this year. So
exactly.
That's how that works.
Exactly.
Came out this year.
So I highly enjoyed watching this movie. Right. I will give this movie 79.
Okay. I would have to see it. You
didn't like it as much as others, so.
I know, well, because it wasn't like a horror movie.
Yeah.
It was a cutesy Disney movie.
Yeah.
Very fun, though. Very fun.
About dead people, that's kind of disturbing, but, it's it's a haunted mansion, so there's...
It is. Don't give too much away.
Dead people, but...
It's a new movie, Joel. We don't want anyone to...
if you guys have been on the Haunted Mansion ride at Disneyland or Disney World,
yeah.
Oh, is that what
Wow.
that's about?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a movie based off of that ride.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Just
I
like
don't
Pirates
think
was,
there was.
but this was.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. It's a good movie.
All right. So for my last one, I've got what's called Speak No Evil.
Okay.
This is on Shudder. Yeah.
Yeah.
This family on vacation in, I can't remember where they're on vacation, but they meet this other family and they like hit it off and they become friends. And then when they get home, they get invited to this other family's home for like the weekend or something. And so they go, and this other family is weird. And there's a lot of really uncomfortable scenes that there's not really anything shown that's uncomfortable. It's more of the dialogue and how these adults talk to their kids and just kind of the like boundaries. Like they just don't have boundaries. And it's an uncomfortable movie to watch if you're like it's really awkward in a lot of spots. And so I'll just leave it there. I was not too happy with the ending, but I was intrigued throughout most of it, with the atmosphere and kind of this just uncomfortable feeling and like, man, what's going to happen? Like, I can't believe that dude just said that. Like, is this other guy going to respond? Like, so it was good until the end. And I'm sure a lot of people would probably like the end. But I just thought, I kind of wanted a little more. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was on, again, my list of movies to watch. I just didn't get around to it. I'm hoping to watch these movies, before we do our other two lists, because I want to get a good list of movies there. So, but I just haven't been able to yet.
Cool.
So.
I'll give this one a 80.
All right.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Katrina didn't watch this one?
She didn't.
No.
Okay.
I watched a lot of these, I think, during the time I was off for Aftershock. Those few days. Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently it got a little bit higher score than Haunted Mansion.
Than your score.
To be fair.
Haunted Mansion.
To be fair, Haunted Mansion's been out like decades longer than this movie has. So
yeah. And it's still a stellar movie.
Okay, so you have one more.
Yes. Okay, this is the Halloween movie of the year. Hocus Pocus 2.
Dose.
They came back.
Yeah.
And I kept hearing, it is not good. It's not as good as the first one. Don't waste your time. And I was like, well, I'm going to waste my time.
Obviously.
My gosh. I loved it.
Yeah,
I really did like this movie. The only thing was Sarah Michelle Gellar. Sarah Michelle Gellar? No,
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica Parker. Should have been Sarah Michelle Gellar. No, Sarah Jessica Parker, she had a really hard time getting into her character. She did not remember what her character was like. She
didn't even watch the last one first before she decided.
Yeah. I don't even think that she remembered.
Yeah.
Her character's personality and everything.
It seemed like at times she kind of
started
it, but then
I feel like towards the middle-ish end.
Yeah.
she started finally grasping the character again. Like,
they don't film movies from start to finish.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so who knows? Maybe one day she was like, "Oh yeah."
One day she was on it.
Yeah, because she like went and was like, "Wait, I don't feel like I remember this character." And she like went and watched the movie and then came back. Oh, okay, I know how to do the scenes now. But anyway, aside from her bad acting, the rest of it was great. Great. It was a true Hocus Pocus movie.
Yeah, it did. It did have that same feel.
Yeah, it really did.
I did enjoy this one too. I think the for the people that said that it wasn't as good as the first one, and I heard that I guess the spirit of the first one just like wasn't in this one. Like there was something that they just didn't get from this one that they got from the first one. But the movie was like what 20? Like it came out when people were kids, so
yeah, exactly.
The magic of the first one obviously isn't going to be the same in the second one for them because they're adults now. So it's, obviously that's going to have some effects. So it's first one's, nostalgia driven for the most part. It's still a good movie, but it's like if you're comparing the first and the second one and saying that it's like the magic of the first one isn't in this one, that's because of the nostalgia of being a child when you watched it. Like,
yeah,
exactly. And I think a lot of people who said that hadn't even rewatched the first one. Yeah. So they're going off of their memory from when they were a kid. Yeah. Like, well, the last one felt so real. You were a kid. But this, they really, I think they did a great job.
Yeah.
It was kind of sad, like how it ended and everything, but
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they had to end it somehow. They're not going to make like more and more sequels of this movie.
No, I mean, like if you think about it, they were adults in the last movie, and then this is almost 30 years later, 29 years later.
Yeah. Wow.
And they had the same actresses. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. And they didn't look too different.
No, Sarah Jessica Parker did, but aside from that, and it's funny because she's like the youngest one. Yeah, and like she's like known for
Sex in the City.
Oh, Sex in the City. Yeah. And like this like classy, woman or whatever. And I'm like, she aged. I don't know. I didn't like her, but
yeah, it had to me. I didn't grow up watching Hocus Pocus, so we have watched it over the last few years, like for Halloween,
because that is one of my all-time faves.
And to me, it was like the same thing. It felt like the same kind of vibe, same kind of like. Silly story for a Halloween family movie. So it's like, I don't know, what do you expect? If you don't like it. I don't know how you like the first one,
Yeah. I think anyone who doesn't like it, you lost some credibility in my...
And we lost some subscribers.
No, I'm just a guest, so...
She doesn't count.
Oh, ouch. That was a little too far.
Okay.
So,
that is our last one.
I didn't rate this one.
Let's rate it. What's the rating?
98.
Wow. Gee.
It's Hocus Pocus.
98.
Oh, man.
Come on. I mean... The original gets 99.
Okay.
I was going to say, is the original getting like 100? Is that like the perfect movie?
No, just 99.
No, just 99. Okay, that's all.
I mean, for a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
There's nothing better.
Okay.
All right.
Joel, your turn.
It was fun. I had fun. I'm, not going to put this on all the time or whatever. Maybe it is a Halloween movie, so maybe like once a year on Halloween, around Halloween.
Yeah.
81.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I'll go 72.
Jeez.
It's just not my kind of movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's like whatever.
But for what it is.
For what it is, I mean, it's well done. It's just not my thing. So.
It gets an A for what it is.
Yeah, for what it is, it's good. It serves its purpose, but its purpose is not for me. All right, so that was the last one. We just gave you a ton of movies to go check out and a few to not check out.
Yeah.
And we're going to have other lists coming in December. So we'll have a list for our top 10 of the year, a list for our worst 5, and then a list for what we are anticipating for next year, what we're most excited about. And we'll probably get the mean one. We'll probably get a review on that in December as well.
Yes.
So
I'm not
look
sure
out
where it's going to
for all that.
be, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Black Friday next week. On Black Friday.
Oh,
check it out.
Black Friday. Devin Sawa.
Yeah, Devin
not
Sawa.
as Casper.
He's a little older in this one.
A little older.
Yeah. So, yeah.
He's still white. Like the hair. The hair. Like,
all right. So that is it. So this has been our episode on the leftovers from 2022.
No, you keep making me
not
think
the
of
show.
Not the show.
Yeah.
And this has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
Don't let... Okay. Don't let Medusa from VHS 99 bite.